Can you see?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Thank you. Sorry for this technical glitch which I'm facing today. It was not expected. So I hope I can go through using this device now.
Dear learners, we welcome Dr. Deepika Pandey. She has done her PhD from JNU and she is presently assistant professor at Trinity University. Please start the presentation, Dr. Deepika.
Good morning, learners. I'm Dr. Deepika, as introduced. I'm currently teaching in the Department of Earth and Environmental Science. So this is one of my subject of teaching as well as research area. So today we are going to discuss what does this mean, loss of biodiversity. As you all know, what is a biodiversity, and I think this PPT is not properly visible here. So I would like to introduce you with this topic first. The biodiversity is very important for our existence because we are also the part of this biodiversity. The variety and variability of the living beings around us becomes such an integral part of our existence that which we often tend to forget. And so our actions, our activities have actually caused the loss of the biodiversity. Now, I would like to share the screen on my laptop here because of the some technical issues which we are still facing. I hope that will work. Just a little interruption once, then it will be okay. I hope the screen is visible to you. The term biodiversity was introduced in 1980s.
And the
And
PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible, Dr. Deepika.
can you see through camera? Can you pin my camera?
We can pin it, but it will not be visible, na? It is not, text is not visible.
Text is not visible.
Yeah.
I'm showing it in
No,
the
when
front of
And you can
camera.
directly share with your either mobile phone or maybe from your laptop. Directly you can share from there.
Okay, it is not visible in the camera?
No, no, it
yes,
is not visible.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So let me share it. Uh, I'm trying to share my screen, but can you see? Can I continue the lecture without sharing because it is still not here, not available here?
Actually, Deepika, we do the recording of all the sessions, na? So we need PPT for.
Yeah, I have shared. If it was possible for somebody else to do, then we can proceed because
Okay, let us try.
uh, I'll I'll try to do it again.
Ma'am, you close your entire tab, open the PPT first, and then you share directly, present view.
Oh, actually, this was not working. I did once, so I have to do it again. Can you see something now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I'll carry on with this. I hope this is enough for us. So, biological diversity protects the fresh air, the clean water, the productive land on which we live. We depend upon these variety of plants, animals, and microorganisms which are providing us food, providing us many industrial products, and as well as medicines. So, most of our requirements are met through this biodiversity. And it is also a very important component for our forestry, fisheries, agriculture, for which we depend upon the rich variety which is available in the nature. Now, loss of biodiversity is actually having a serious economic and social cost for any country, for any region. The biodiversity is a part of the ecosystem, and you know the ecosystem services, the regulating services, the supporting services, the provisional services which we get is directly achieved because of this diverse variety. The services like nutrient cycling and water recycling, formation of the soil, as well as the retention of the soil. Retention means it helps to reduce the soil erosion, and you know how important the soil is. It is also providing resistance for a lot of diseases and a lot of invasive species. Many services like pollination of plants, flowers, dispersal of seeds is also done by this. This is one of the ecosystem services because of the diverse variety of organisms present here. A very important aspect is about the regulation of the climate, the crisis which we are facing in today's era, the climate change. Then pollution, which has brought about a major change in our environment, is also to a greater extent being rectified or controlled by biodiversity around us. The threat is real. Around 1 million animal and plant species are threatened with extinction. This is as per the report given by Global Assessment on Biodiversity in 2019. This loss of biodiversity can have a direct impact on human health because the ecosystem services which it provides is affected. The livelihood of the people, income of the people, and um, major social, economic, as well as political conflicts may arise because of the change in these ecosystem services. And most of all, the intensified and enhanced food production of our the human society, uh, which involves the irrigation, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides, and also introducing variety of crops, the changed variety, the modified variety of crops, which has affected the biodiversity. So human beings have altered the environment and modified the territory by exploiting, by hunting, uh, fishing, changing biogeochemical cycles, and also we have been the reason of transferring the species from one area to other. So the agriculture has been identified as the primary cause of biodiversity loss. 86% of the total agriculture species are at the risk of extinction. This loss or species extinction is higher, much higher than it was in the last before 10 million years ago or so. I hope the chart is visible to you. This chart is showing some of the major factors, the causal factors, the basic factors behind biodiversity loss being the population, the consumption of the resources, and also the difference in the efficiency of resources. And indirectly, through our activities like agriculture and forestry, fishing, expansion of urban areas and industrial areas, excessive use of the resources, use of energy in transport has been responsible for bringing this change, causing the loss in biodiversity. The, these activities have resulted in habitat loss, in introduction of invasive species, lot of pollution, and overall the climate change. The terrestrial, freshwater, marine, all ecosystems have been affected, and a lot of ecosystem and most ecosystem services have been changed over the period of time. Now let us see these reasons of loss of biodiversity. So most importantly, the habitat loss. Habitat loss is one of the main reason of biodiversity loss. Because of the change in land use, the habitat of many species are being diminished, or they have been completely changed. So they are not able to survive in any other region apart from their natural habitat. And you know that the forest area, the wilderness, is actually the habitat of these variety of animal and plant species which are found on the earth. Deforestation being one of the major reasons. So many reasons are there which causes deforestation. Expansion of increase in the population, our needs to procure the products from the forest, our need to procure wood, timber, that, and our also we also need a lot of land for of various activities which we need to do. So deforestation becomes, it's very very prevalent, and it is a major cause which is diminishing the habitat of the wildlife, of the biodiversity. Urbanization, the rural areas are slowly converting into major cities. The cities are nothing but concrete jungles, very little space left for any other species of plants or animals living there in their own natural habitat. Now, why we have written agriculture here? Because agriculture requirements, the pressure on agriculture is increasing, ever increasing, because of the increase in the population, and our need to feed everyone. So the land is required for this agriculture, and expansion of agriculture is causing lot of area to be cleared, loss of habitat for the biodiversity. This agriculture is not only about clearing the land, but also because of the practice of intensive monoculture, which has caused loss of biodiversity. Now, last one is the habitat fragmentation, which may be considered for many development activities when the regions are identified for development within a natural habitat, and such in this way fragmented into smaller pieces. So the fragmented habitats do not appear to be a very good place for the animals to thrive. So this is especially for the larger animals, larger species. They need the huge corridors for their movement. Habitat fragmentation has also caused a lot of human-animal conflicts, and thus the killing of the biodiversity. So you can see some pictures here where urbanization, how does it look like? Then the regions Vast areas under agriculture, they have changed the landscape. No scope for the wild varieties to thrive. Here you can see a picture of a jungle being burnt for using that land for agriculture because of the increasing need of food production. Habitat fragmentation also causes a lot of risk. The wildlife is exposed to the problems, the conflicts, and so there is more killing, there is more destruction of the wildlife because the human beings are, the dominant species, and they have to be more selfish. They are generally they are selfish for their own survival in the nature. Now, IUCN has uh, identified that this habitat loss is actually the main threat for at least 85% of the species which have been listed under threatened or endangered species. And the natural habitats, they have changed. They have either got the displacement or destruction of the biodiversity. The activities like harvesting of fossil fuels or dredging rivers, bottom trawling, these are all mining activities which are done in the wild, and they change that habitat to a large extent. So that affects the species living over there. Urbanization, changing the wetlands, filling the wetlands, which destroys that beautiful habitat. Now, habitat loss has also been found, which especially affects the specialist species, or you can say the keystone species. So, when a population of a keystone species is affected, it can disrupt the whole ecosystem. The trophic chain is reduced. The food chain, and you must have also studied and understood that how food web is responsible for a very balanced ecosystem. If it is reduced, if the food chain is reduced, food web is reduced, the stability is at the stake. So this is how the habitat loss is actually affecting the causing biodiversity loss. Next, we move on to the next cause, that is overexploitation. When any biodiversity product which is being exploited over a long term without giving it enough time to replenish itself, then this is known as, then it causes the extinction, it causes the total reduce in the number or total loss of that species. Many examples are there, like cod fishery in Newfoundland, Canada. They have all disappeared because of overfishing. Overfishing is one of the major problem of exploitation. The many species like freshwater snakes in Cambodia, they have declined to a large extent because of the hunting pressure. A lot of species are being exploited for the products which they give. Some of these species have become extinct. Some pictures you can see here. This one of the picture is showing overfishing, the extent of the fishing being done in most regions of the world. And the side effects of the overexploitation or fishing is the removal of some other species which are not fishes, like turtles. They are affected a lot. Then you can see some animals like ivory from elephant, the skin of the animals, then the horn of the rhinoceros. They are all exploited for their value, and because these are the larger species or the top carnivores, they are under the threat of extinction in most of the time. Now we move on to our next reason, that is climate change. Climate change is a very broad term, and all the problems related with the environment can be directly related to this one reason. It's the change in the climate, which is because of increase in the temperature. And this changes the rainfall pattern, the weather pattern. And when the species are evolved in a certain temperature and weather conditions, if there is a change, it is very difficult for such species to cope with that change. Some of the species, they just go extinct. They cannot survive in this change environment. And some of the species evolve, they adapt to the changing climate, or they are forced to migrate from there. So there are a lot of issues related with their migration, with their adaptation, and the sensitive ones can be lost entirely. So some examples that you can see here: the polar bear, the Arctic ice cap, and the Antarctic ice is shrinking because of this climate change. This is causing a huge problem on the polar bears. They are not getting enough food because the availability of their food depends directly upon the weather patterns, the cold temperatures, the cold climate, and the change in the weather, which brings about the fish or the food which they have. With the warming of the temperature, they don't get that cycle, and they don't get that cycle of food. So when they come out after hibernation, they don't get enough food because the weather pattern has changed. So they are starving, they're dying. And this particular problem is the problem is not directly, we are not directly working on it, we are not directly changing that habitat, but this is a consequence of our activities at other part of the world. So if we want to save polar bear, if you want to save the Arctic and Antarctic species, we have to stop the global warming first. Now let us move on to the next reason, that is pollution. Pollution is a vast topic because it creates a change in the physical, chemical, biological characteristics of the air, water, and soil, and many problems related with that, like eutrophication, the increase in the nutrient content of the lakes, which causes algal bloom, which causes deficiency of oxygen and thus death of the lake, killing all the aquatic species. Oil spill, another pollution problem, which may be accidental or by some practice, which spills a layer of air, which causes the layering of the water bodies like big oceans. Large areas have been affected by oil spill accidents. So it directly affects the aquatic life. The fishes, they get covered with the oil. The birds are dying because of this. There are some pictures I can show you, which are dying. And millions of dead fishes and birds were found due to this oil spill accidents. Then industrial waste. Industrial waste are a regular phenomena. All kinds of waste. Waste in the air, waste in the water, the effluents, waste in the form of solid waste. So they are toxic, they are having heavy metals, they are having chemicals which are toxic for the living beings, for the microorganisms in the soil, for the birds, for the insects. So variety of organisms are affected because of these unwanted chemicals, toxic chemicals, which are released into the environment in the form of industrial waste. So pollution becomes a major reason for a lot of biodiversity loss, and some areas become degraded permanently, and we need to work a lot in this respect. Plastic pollution is one of such pollution problem. The plastics, the non-biodegradable plastics, have been retained in the environment for so long that they have reached the ocean now. And I think everybody is aware of this problem. Everybody must have seen the extent of the problem it has created. The organisms of the ocean are dying because of accumulation of these microplastics in their bodies. They cannot, it is not a source of food for them. And plus, it is available abundantly. It will enter their system whether they want or not. So it is highly destructive. Some air pollution, a lot of pollutants in the air are also causing problem. Like we know, the presence of sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, which eventually turn into acids and cause acid rain. Acid rain can fall on water, on soil, and directly affect the living organisms there. So such kind of pollution effects are in every form, and we have to uh, check all our activities, all our industrial activities to control such effects of pollution. We need to rectify at the source itself. One more pollution is becoming prominent, that is the light pollution. The artificial light which is done, day night lighting, the night have been as bright as the day, which has a very serious negative impact on biodiversity. Many species, like some the hatching of the turtles, everybody must have heard about this problem already. And the species of bats which are actually adapted to nocturnal habitat, they are seriously being affected by the light pollution. So the street lights which are turned on throughout the night are causing, on a large scale, are causing serious problems. Our next point is about invasive alien species. The species which have come from some other habitat, they are alien. They are invasive because in most of these species which have established themselves into a new habitat, they do not have their predators in the new environment. So nothing to check their population, and their population increases tremendously, not allowing any other species to grow. So that is the invasive nature of the alien species which is causing a threat to the biodiversity. Some of these species have come by chance, or they have been introduced because of some requirement, some reason, but they have not taken over that region. And so they have become a threat. Some examples I can show here, like a case of cane toad, which was brought to Australia from Hawaii because it was found to be feeding on the beetles, which were the pest in the sugarcane crop of Australia. But what happened? The toad, after introduction of toad, it started eating everything else except the beetles. So it itself became a pest. So similarly, many species are being found, are being seen, present, like this, the picture showing alien fish species. Some of the alien fish species have been found in the coast of Kerala, which have come from as far as Amazon lowlands and North America. And we do not know what will be the effect of this. Some of the effects have been studied, but there can be very serious effects on the species which are present, which are endemic to that area or which are native to that area. Here are some pictures of the invasive species which have established themselves here, like Parthenium, the Congress grass, Lantana, very commonly found in all our mountainous habitats. And Eichhornia, everybody knows, you must have seen this water hyacinth growing profusely in all our lakes, in all parts of our country. This is not a native species. This is an alien species, and now it is showing its invasive behavior. It has invaded our habitats. So overall, it has been estimated, especially European Union has given one of its estimates that around 12 billion of euro is lost as the effect of these alien species because of their effect on human health, they damage the infrastructure, they also cause a lot of agricultural losses as a pest, etc. So this can be damaging economically as well. The studies, there are several studies, like still not many species are there, but it has been estimated that some of the alien birds might come to the Himalayan habitat, and they can be deliberately introduced there, or by accident they are introduced in that habitat. They can become an invasive species in that region. Some studies are showing this. So overall, looking at the causes of the biodiversity loss in our country and all around the world, we can say that we have made our ecosystem very fragile, and we are facing this pandemic because of there some overlap or some disbalance between the animal system and the human system, which has brought such diseases, and it is not being controlled now. We are not able to control such diseases. So a lot of pathogens in the wild can spill over, they can enter into the human system if we don't have the rich biodiversity. Because in nature, everything is made with, it's a part of a food chain, it's a part of the ecosystem, which has its own sources and its own controls. And reduction in the biodiversity can have a very serious effect on this, and we won't be able, it will be beyond our control. We won't be able to control it if we are not sensible, if we are not serious at this, and if we don't take steps to reduce this loss and increase the wilderness, increase the variety. It is a need of the hour. It is needed for our technological advancement as well, for our advancement in uh, in medicine, for our advancement in technology, in having future sources of food for us, meeting the needs of our growing population. So the answer is not in exploitation, but in arranging the this biodiversity, living with this biodiversity, increasing the diversity, and having a direct relationship with the diversity as a part of this biodiversity. So I have tried to complete in within the allotted time. So if there is any question, we can discuss now.